AEW Dynamite. I forgot the date already. Was it August the 23rd, 2023? Final Dynamite before All In this Sunday. The biggest pro wrestling event of all time, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Even though, well, we'll get into that. But first, before we start, I mean, tonight, Dylan, I think we're going to have some reports tomorrow.
Georgia.
We'll have some reports tomorrow because they're taping Dynamite tonight and Collision straight after in the same building. That's like a 5-hour taping for the people there, but
that's basically a pay-per-view. That's a free pay-per-view.
Yeah, but what are you going to do about the Elite and Punk? What, was one going to have to leave and then the other one comes in?
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have to clearly avoid those locker rooms. Like, if you would have sorted this mess out a while ago, you wouldn't have to do that. But
yeah, but this is something I want to talk about. So you've seen those clips, haven't you? Like people it's the same one I've seen a lot. But it's all these like wrestlers and all these people in the industry talking about Punk. You got Kobe Kingston, you got Edge, you got whoever talking about how lovely Punk is, how nice he is, how great a guy he is. Right? All these people, all these genuine people, you know what I mean, that you think these people wouldn't lie. And then you've got these young fellas here, these quote bucks of the industry, these guys, So these are fucking toxic. He's doing all this. He's locker room cancer. You know what I mean? Saying all this. It's like, but like clearly all these guys he's worked with him for a lot longer, been through a lot harder shit before he was even a big name to be, quote unquote, giving himself that big head, that ego that he has. Saying he's a lovely guy, down to earth, absolutely great.
Well, just go down the list. Everyone who says good things about him are either like experienced or don't know what they're doing. The people who diss him are a part of the elite fucking fan club, aren't they? Yeah. That's the only people, because it's like, yeah, sure, the guy's got a big ego, like wrestlers do. But the only problem we had in WWE was about his own creative. He wasn't starting issues. He wasn't getting in fights with people backstage in WWE.
Well, even when that stuff did come out, when it was with the Ryback stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they never got into a fight. They didn't start punching each other backstage or anything like that.
Yeah, and like you clearly knew that some sort of talent relations was in between that, you know what I mean, was sorting that out. It was some sort
because it was a professional run company, unlike this one where the EVPs, yet they're allowed to run amok and wrestle and badmouth and run a little YouTube channel, but whenever someone takes shots at them, oh no, they can't take it, can they? Gustavo, welcome to the stream, how's it going? But yeah, I'm sure we're going to rant about the Young Bucks again in a bit, so we'll save it for now. But
what is it saying? Why?
Tonight's show, we got Dynamite. And look at this match card here. Literally, it should. I don't understand. Like, if you looked at this, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this? Like, are these guys facing these guys? Like, it's just loads of people just smashed on there. It's like fucking hell."
But what gets me, right? It's like, oh, Renee's going to speak to like JR, to fucking MJF, and she's going to speak to him. I'm like, I don't like. I like Renee. I think she's really nice, but I don't think she's on that level in terms of like being the putting her in that title shot. Like, look, Renee's going to speak to these people. It's like if it was JR, it made sense.
True.
Why isn't it JR?
Well, I guess we'll get to JR in a bit because he used him last week, didn't we, with Omega, and that was just.
No, that was Omega's fault altogether.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit though, because that's we'll save that. But let's just jump. We got a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into the match card tonight. We got. I think this will be the first match because with everything else they got the Elite versus Juice Robinson and the Guns Trios tag team match. It doesn't mean anything really anyway because they're having another Trios match on Sunday, aren't they? Omega, Hangman, and Ibushi versus. What's the point in this match then? What the? Oh my god!
Because it's the Guns versus the Bucks again with Kenny in the middle. Like this would make sense if Billy Gunn was still wrestling.
Yeah, but then you're just doing sort of the same match again on Sunday, and it's just oh my god. But yeah, the Elite are gonna win this obviously because they got to look strong before Sunday, and Juice Robinson's in there and he's gonna take the pin.
If I was the bet man, I'd say they lose. You've got to go in with a loss. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the way to go, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you look at it as the Young Bucks perspective, like, well, why should we lose this match? We're facing FTR on Sunday. We're not involved in this feud. We're facing other people. So we need to win this match.
Well, this is what I would say to those two idiots. I go, it's telling a story. It's like, oh my god, we lost last week. Like
they can't tell stories, though. They just want to do flips and shove shoes.
Exactly. I know. But like I'd say, you're telling the story. You're going in with a loss. You're going in the underdog. You're going in, trying to climb the mountain, trying to, conquer the Mountain Peak. You know what I mean? That's one of
Yeah, I
the
agree.
only storytelling techniques you can do. That's like, it's the underdog story, and you're not going in the underdog. You've won nearly every match, but then to lose that one match before, that sets up a story into like what's the head game, to show before. Like,
Yeah, Gustavo agrees with you. He says Juice and Guns need to win. They need to win here and then lose at All In. But just look at Young Bucks the past few weeks. They beat the Hardys, they beat the Guns. I think they're winning tonight, but I don't think they should. But never bet against the Elite. That's all I'll say.
I just don't think they should win the titles. They don't deserve it.
Oh, we'll get into that because there's a lot to talk about. We'll get into that. But yeah, moving on, like we said before, we're going to hear from MJF and Adam Cole. Renee's going to interview them both, but it doesn't matter who's interviewing. The draw is to hear from MJF and Cole, and it doesn't matter who's holding the microphone, really.
It does because when if it's Renee or Tony Schiavone, it's not an interview, is it?
No, it's just stand there and be a microphone holder, really.
Which is a shame because Renee's really good at interviewing, but I think they're using this up as polling. It doesn't make sense. But it should be JR, and it shouldn't be two separate segments. It should be like
the Rock and Austin one, when he's in the middle of them.
Yeah, or the documentary for like the Great Rivalry with Shawn Michaels Bret Hart, where it's like JR's in the middle.
That would be the way, Dylan. You called it right. That would be the way to do it, 100%. And you could have them build it up, get a little tension going between them, like they did last week, and it would be perfect.
And if you were really smart, because how many shows have you got in a week? You've got Dynamite, you've got Rampage, you've got Collision. If you made if for each show there was a 5-minute or 4-minute segment of that show of that interview. So say that interview's 50 minutes long, you've got 3 shows, you divide it by 3. So then that means like, I have to watch Dynamite to see this interview. Oh, there's a second part to do. I have to watch Rampage to get this interview.
Yeah, and you tease how the interview ends. You'd be like, it's an explosive interview at the end. You need to see this and promote it.
That's how I would do it, because it's like, well, now I'm giving the audience, giving the people who are interested in this match a reason to come and see my show, this other show.
Sure. And it's been proven MJF and Cole get the most ratings, so why wouldn't you spread it out? Like they did at Collision a few weeks ago, the match, but like you're saying, spread it out on Rampage and Collision, get people tuning into those shows, because clearly people are invested in what they're saying. I think
that's why they're on the buy-in, is to build up the buy-in idea.
Probably, yeah, but even then, it's like, it's free, isn't it?
Yeah, but like even then, I'm like, the pre-show has always been, whoever, the guys who were waiting, you know what I mean? The early birds, you know what I mean?
Or like who's in a feud that wasn't like, big enough to be on the show per se. So it's like, but yeah. But it's going to be decent. I don't know what else they could say. Last week they pretty much said everything, didn't they, in that segment? I don't know what else they could say now.
Well, maybe the reason why they're doing this kind of way, so what I said, is because there's like nothing else to add. But so doing it this way leads to stuff happening, maybe like, is it Roderick Strong?
Oh yeah, and whoever, the Kingdom or whatever.
Yeah, probably interfering into the interview, building up this what could happen next. You know what I mean? Adding a layer onto it. If I was booking, it's just what I would do as well. I have these 2 ways that you could do it, and these are the only 2 ways I think you could do it and should do it.
Moving on from that, we got the Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay contract signing for this Sunday. And,
so over contract signings. I don't know.
I know.
This is such a Jericho idea.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's not just Jericho, is it? There's a lot of contract signings in wrestling, but
I know, but AEW haven't done it, and when they have, it's related to Jericho. Well, actually, there was the one with MJF and Jon Moxley, but that one worked really well.
I feel like this will be all right because Ospreay, he doesn't get much chance to talk, does he? So when he does talk,
I just feel like this is a waste of Ospreay.
No, 100% it is, but
it's to feed Jericho's ego, and it's to feed it.
It is.
Jericho's
like, you said it last week. He's gonna put Ospreay over and then be like, "Look, I made Will Ospreay a star in Wembley or whatever."
Like Will Ospreay's been a bigger star than you in the past 2 years.
Yeah,
you've been in the past 2 years.
Which was that Punk quote? He said to Triple H, "You need this match more than I need this match. Jericho needs this match more than Ospreay." Yeah.
It's not just that he's having a match that's bad enough with Ospreay.
It's the fuzzy thing as well. Like now he can say fuzzy performed in front of 80,000 people or whatever.
Which is like okay, but like there are bands who performed against like hundreds of thousands. So
and no one bought the ticket to see Fuzzy. They bought to see AEW.
Yeah, and no one No one's bought it just to see your match. Like,
No.
it's his ego. Why has he got to have such a big ego? Like, I don't understand it. Like, he's clearly an intelligent man. He's very smart. He's not
The
at
match
all.
should have been against Sami. It really should have been against Sami.
Been built to that Sami. But I'm saying, like, just in general, like, where is the brain rot come from?
It's because Tony Khan, like, he's his best friend. He can get away with anything. So he's just, he's bleeding that money dry. He's just,
But like, forget about the side of, like, what Vince is like as a human being in the sense of, like,
yeah, there's the business sense of Vince is,
That's
unmatched. That's why he's been doing it for so long.
That's what
because,
I'm trying to say. If you've been in the presence of someone so business savvy to be able to let's not forget, let's point his perspective what Vince did in the 80s. He took over wrestling. Wrestling wasn't
made it what it is.
Wrestling wasn't just, a one thing. Like, there were separate areas and separate places. There was a whole separation, a whole territory thing. He took over the entire wrestling world.
Yeah.
Well, America mostly, but then that pretty much translated to the world of wrestling.
True.
All right.
But that's what Jericho needs. He needs someone there to tell him his ideas are shit when they are. But Tony's not going to do that.
And he did that, like, within a decade using Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's put that in perspective. If people were smart back then, the Hulk Hogan wouldn't have been a thing realistically.
True. But yeah, I mean, this match, obviously, apparently they're not allowed to do Ospreay versus Omega because New Japan want to save that for their show, which is understandable.
You don't want to see it.
No,
I don't want to see that.
I would have seen that over Jericho. I would have much preferred, Omega versus Ospreay. But, Malcolm, welcome to the stream. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, but then who would you put Ospreay in with?
What, instead of Jericho?
Yeah. I think if he wasn't having a match with MJF, I think Cole would have been a good call.
Cole, yeah. Hangman Page.
Or no, let's not ruin Will Ospreay.
Darby Allin.
Punk would have been good.
Punk could have been good as well, yeah.
I think Darby would have been the right one. I think there's a better setup there with Darby.
Yeah, plus then it would have been a singles match instead of him babysitting Sting against the other two fucking... Well, we'll get to that.
I saw a meme that I forgot to share with you. You know that Simpsons one where it's Homer looking dead thin, but then, like, all the fat skin's, like, tucked behind him.
Oh yeah.
It's got, like, Tony Khan. Oh my god, it's Sting, the best he's ever been, and then, like, it cuts to the back and it has, like, only in tag matches, always at the side finger. Like, oh, it maybe think, no. It's like I'd never got the chance to see Sting wrestle in the 80s, but, like, he was probably definitely one of the better things.
I had them calling MJF a tag team. Yeah, they are, but they're also going to wrestle for the title on the same night. So they're challenging for the ROH tag titles on the pre-show, and then the main event of All In, they're facing each other. But they are technically a tag team, yeah.
Yeah, but isn't this sort of like a retelling from, like, one of his stories that he did in NXT?
I don't remember. He's running NXT. I know he's teasing the backstabbing thing when he hugged him or whatever, and he's done that before. Yeah,
but is that him doing that to pop off the fans and about, like, oh, maybe this will happen?
Probably,
but, like, in general, it's going to happen. He's got to be the one to turn.
Yeah, otherwise he looks stupid if he's not in there, really.
Well, I don't think it will, because he's the one he's the one who came around to Max, wasn't he?
Yeah, but everyone's been warning him, and he could have clearly been seeing, like, everyone... MJF's been with his turn, like, on.
But that would have made sense if MJF didn't start turning face and making everyone else sort of believe him. You know what I mean? But the way he's been cutting those promos about, like, oh, I cut myself off from my fans because I didn't want to be hurt, but now I'm opening up for you. You got to think about the way that is.
Yeah,
like,
true.
So I think it has to be, like, it'd be great. I think the way they'll do it, but I don't think it's time yet.
I ain't got the match card for this, but tonight Jack Perry is going to retire the FTW title.
Go for it, Jack.
I think I know what they're going to do here. Clearly Hook's going to come out. They're going to set up a match again for All In. He's going to be like, he might actually speak this time, who knows.
That should be the pre-show match.
Well, they need more. There's going to be more than one pre-show. They ain't announced anything else. That match ain't going to be an hour long, is it? So I'm assuming they'll have other matches as well.
Yeah.
But if Hook doesn't come out, I'm guessing it'll be another ECW wrestler, but I don't know who. Like, I would have saved RVD for All In, but I guess RVD's gone now, so I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, he wasn't All Elite, was he? He didn't sign. What if it's Edge?
Do you want to talk about it now, or do you wait till we do predictions on Friday?
I'll wait
People
until...
people going crazy with that Edge shit. It's not happening, by the way. I don't think he's going to AEW, but
He might be
talk
at the
about
show
it
to
later.
watch it, but I doubt he's actually going to be there in terms of like...
Yeah, Adam Cole turned on O'Reilly in NXT in 2021. Yeah. But moving on, this is going to be interesting. We got FTR and Young Bucks face-to-face interview. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is someone going to be there? Like, are they inside the ring? Get it backstage? I don't know.
So they're going to have the match and then have the interview? They're going to have the interview?
No, this is the interview tonight and the match is on Sunday.
No,
I mean Young Bucks. Oh, right. Yeah. They've got a match. Yeah, this is going to be pre-taped. They can't do a live promo, can they, Young Bucks?
They can't do They can't do promo in general.
No. But how much you want to bet they have a little snarky comment towards the arrest, what happened with Cash? I bet they have some sort of, like, you know, they won't outright say it, but they'll
yeah,
allude to
what
it.
pissed me off is the fact that FTR will constantly turn the other cheek and not say it. Because you know, the minute that they no longer sign with AEW and that bridge is long burned, and they're back in WWE, which if Triple H has any sense, which I'm sure he does, he'd see what they've been like here, and he would bring them in as the biggest baby faces, and I would bring them in, and then I would sign them up and team up with Cody Rhodes straight away. You know,
Yeah, true.
the biggest baby face team in all of wrestling.
But let's just talk about the arrest now. Like, Cash got arrested last week, didn't it? Because he was driving and someone...
He didn't get arrested. He turned himself in.
He turned himself in, yeah, but he was wanted because of... Yeah, he waved a gun at someone in traffic who cut him off or whatever, which, yeah, you shouldn't be doing. But when I first heard it, I thought like he assaulted someone with a gun. But, you know, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that either way, obviously. But it's America, isn't it? I mean, crazy with the guns over there, man.
I think another offense was like it was an unregistered gun.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if he's outright came to Tony like in private and be like, "Look, Tony, this is, you know, I'm gonna hand myself in or whatever. This is what happened," then I won't take the titles off him on Sunday. I'd be like, "Look, you made a mistake. Yeah, fair enough, but you know, shit happens or whatever."
Yeah, I agree in that sense, but like this, I would assume, but I don't want to assume anything with Tony Khan because I know that this probably wasn't planned until like the last minute when the Young Bucks went to Tony's office and, "Oh, we want the tag titles, give them to us." But I would assume that this was at least planned well before the incident. That, you know, the quote unquote what was going to happen in the match was going to happen, whether it was going to be the Young Bucks had the belts or not. So, but I still wouldn't give the belts to Young Bucks.
They don't need them.
They shouldn't have them.
No, they shouldn't have them. They're both doing trios now, so they're like, "Oh, we're going to go back to doing 2-on-2 tag teams now, and we want the belts." It's like, what the fuck? What? Why?
Because they saw how much, you know, the FTR ratings again. Like, oh, the belts are hot again. Let's go and cool them off.
Let's go and get them again and cool them off, exactly. Who is TNT champion? Well, it's technically Luchasaurus, but Christian's descendant.
It's fucking Christian. Don't you say another word about that.
I saw Luchasaurus win that belt, that's all I'm saying.
Did he grab it from the was it a ladder match?
Oh, I completely forgot now. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, this interview is going to be fucking stupid. You know there's going to be a lot of cuts, which we'll talk about last week's interview with Omega. There was a lot of cuts in that, but we'll get to that. Next match, we've got the ROH titles on the line. Aussie umping against the Hardys, which makes no fucking sense because they're defending him on Sunday anyway, but yeah.
So it's like, if they drop him here, does that mean that the match at All In doesn't make any sense? Will Adam Cole just call it up and go, "Well, they haven't got the belts, I'm not going to wrestle them." Then it's like,
well, I guess no, he'll face the Hardys then, because he just wants the belts, then they don't really care about Aussie umping. He just wants the ROH tag. But clearly, Jeff Hardy's not allowed inside the country, so they ain't winning this tonight because Jeff ain't going to be at All In.
Yeah, makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. I guess it's just to give Aussie umping a win, but at the same time, it's like
I wouldn't be having your two main guys being on the fucking pre-show of, you know, your main event guys. I wouldn't have them in a pre-show.
Yeah, it does kind of devalue it a little bit. I've seen people being like, "Oh no, it makes it better."
Doesn't just devalue it. It makes the risk of them getting injured in the match so much higher.
And what happens then? Then they're fucked, aren't they? You know, by the time it comes to main event of All In, one of them are injured. Especially if it's MJF, the champion. I mean, fuck you know.
And, you know, ideally he would be the one winning. So it's like, well, how are they going to play this? So, like, no. Like, again, like, you know, all the shit you can say about Vince, he was smart enough And sometimes, yeah, he was a dick about it in terms of like trying to keep his talent safe. He wasn't the best at it in terms of like actually in the ring and giving him time off the rest. But when it came to like them being put into serious industry outside of his control, outside of the company, he was smart enough about it.
Yeah, true. We've got some comments. Malcolm says, did AEW buy ROH like WWE did with... Yeah, they did technically, but Tony overpaid for it. I think he paid a few million for ROH, like the likeness and the library and all that.
Yeah,
Alan, welcome to the stream. I can't see MJF losing the title till Double or Nothing 2024. I think Punk versus MJF's going to happen further down the line. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, haven't we? But it has to be next year, doesn't it? When MJF's contract's up. That's when it has to be.
Well,
really.
yeah, it has to be Punk, and it has to be, the whole I'm taking the belt with me. Basically what Punk did in 2012.
Yeah, and now that he's got the real world championship or whatever he's calling it with the Black X, it makes sense. You can see where they're going. It's going to take a few months, obviously. But... Austin, welcome to the stream. How's it going, mate? But yeah, Aussie Umpen are definitely winning that. That's just to give him a win before Sunday when they're probably going to get beat, aren't they? I'm guessing on the pre-show.
Yeah, but here's an idea. How about actually have him be on the the roster for a bit? You know what I mean? Build this idea up.
Yeah, instead of just 2 weeks ago. Like most of this pay-per-view build, just 2 weeks ago, it's just started out of nowhere.
I'm not watching ROH. I don't care about watching ROH.
I don't care. No. I don't care if you put MJF and I'm Cole on ROH. I'm still not watching it.
Yeah, like the only thing on there that I care about is the fact you've got Samoa Joe on there. And why you relegate Samoa Joe to ROH?
True. Well, at least
that's why he keeps calling himself the TV champion. It says like the TV king, because he knows he should be on TV.
He should be on TV, exactly. Maybe MJF will lose and he'll go WWE. I mean, it's entirely possible. Yeah, I mean, I could see him, weighing his options up when the contract's up. Plus, he's grew up a fan of WWE. He's grew up being a fan. That's where he wants to go, clearly.
That's one of the things that I think he should do, because he also needs to have another match with Cody. I don't think they finished that. They did finish that story. You could have MJF coming in as the hottest heel into WWE. Then you've got...
There's so many people. We've been through the list before. Like Miz stands out as well because he's been compared to the Miz, and that would be a good promo back and forth. LA Knight, Seth Rollins, even Roman Reigns. Fuck, that'd be a good match as well.
Hey, with the way that they're promoting Shinsuke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True. The MJF and Miz could be in a feud. Yeah, exactly. MJF and Miz. There's a lot of people. So if I was betting money on it, I'd say he would go WWE. But it all depends on the offer, doesn't it? Like if they offer him more.
If I'm MJF, is it about the money, or is it about the opportunity for me to continue to build my name and my brand? If I want to build my name and a brand in a sense, build a future revenue.
Yeah, but on the counterpoint, what if WWE offer him a contract, but like you're going to start in NXT, and then he has to be like, well, I'm world champion here in this company. Or go to WWE and then,
that is a stupid maneuver on.
It would be, yeah, WWE. I agree.
Like I wouldn't put it past them, and I wouldn't say it was a bad thing if they're like, all right, we're going to bring you on, we're going to put you on the main roster. We want to put you through development. We want to put you, we want to, bring you in for training, because there's a different way in WWE, isn't there?
Yeah, true. But I mean, AEW, given the production is kind of shit, but it still is technically a TV production. They're working to the hard camera, and especially MJF, he knows where the cameras are at all times. So I think he would adjust pretty easily to WWE, wouldn't he? Really, it's not much of a,
I still think they want they want to just go over, because there's probably some bad habits that we haven't seen.
True. Yeah, 100%. Especially with the match calling and the producers and stuff like that. It's more structured in WWE, clearly. So
there'll definitely be like a trick, and I think and to be honest, I think he'd do solid. He'd do solid 4 years there, and probably come back to AEW if that was the case.
If it is still a thing at that point, AEW, because you never know.
Just see, because if it loses MJF, I think it'll lose a huge portion of its audience.
It will, yeah, definitely. But yeah, moving on. Next match, only women's match per show, of course, because it's AEW. We've got Skye Blue versus Ruby Soho. Even none of these women are on All In, but they're having a match tonight. So
no, Ruby's on All In.
She ain't got a match.
Yeah, she's in that 4-way match, isn't she? Ruby?
It's Toni Storm and Saraya. And Britt Baker and Shada.
Oh, yeah, Toni Storm. Yeah. I thought Ruby was in it. No,
well, Ruby will be ringside probably, but I mean, match-wise, she's not actually on the card.
There are 2 members of the Outcast.
Outcast, yeah. And it's Skye Blue. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing with it. They were pushing it for a little bit, but I don't know what they're doing now, so...
Apparently, because the women's matches don't draw. Well, we had more than one or two. We might be able to get
exactly. And if there's an actual story going on with it as well, and you give him time and invest into it, but
you know what I mean, if you've got one storyline going on, can we focus on that when we're having the one women's match?
Exactly, instead of just a random match. But I'm just gonna go Ruby Soho, Outcast interfere, and they try and look strong for Sunday.
Yeah,
Baker comes out, Shida comes out, runs them off. They have a little tension between Britt and Shida, because it's a 4-way, and then there we go.
Tony Storm's having a fucking midlife crisis.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. I gotta disagree. I listened to Jim Cornette before, and he's like, they should put the title on Tony Storm. It's the best thing they've got. I'm like, hey, what the fuck are you talking about, Jim? Tony Storm's the best thing they've got. What?
Bitbreaker, Carter Shida.
There's plenty of people, even down the list.
Nyla Rose. Like, I think she needs to be coming back. Rina Shafir, just because I want to know more about her.
True. The Tony Storm, man. I mean, what the fuck?
Like, yeah. I was laughing at it, but was I laughing with it, though?
No. I'm guessing this is the main event for tonight. We've got Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix. And, of course, we haven't talked about it yet, but Rey Fenix apparently won't be at All In, even though they advertised him last week because he has visa issues. But it's like, shouldn't you sort this shit out before you announce the match? You should know ahead of time if he has the visa. Whatever, this company's
like, I've applied for a visa to America twice, and it usually lasts. I think the one I think you can get to the types. I think the one I got was like, it lasts for like a year or something. So in terms of like setting this up, it's not that difficult. So I don't know what the issue is to having. Probably something Tony's done. Maybe because he's probably a Mexican citizen in America traveling to the UK. It's probably something to do with that. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, but again, when did the tickets go on for sale? When did we buy out? It was 3 months ago now, wasn't it? When we bought our ticket.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been.
So you've known 3-4 months ago that you was doing this show. At that point, you should start getting ideas like who's available, who am I going to have on the show. It shouldn't be last week you announced it, and then, oh, by the way, we announced it, but he's not allowed there because of visa issues, so we're going to have to take him out. Plus, we've got to announce 3 other people for the match anyway, which they're probably going to do tonight, and it's like,
it's all going to be New Japan guys.
Probably, yeah, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, I know you got the pay-per-view the week later, which... What the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck?
And these last 2 weeks, you're doing the whole fucking Dynamite special fight fest. Like,
yeah, and then tonight you do Dynamite and Collision the same night. It just all feels fucking thrown together at the last minute, even though it shouldn't have been because you've known about it for ages.
It's like, could you not have booked somewhere on Saturday for you to do it in the UK? And then you could have sold tickets for Collision.
Well, he said, I want the first UK show to be Wembley. He said that in a press conference or whatever.
Probably, yeah. Well, then you could have...
It's just so stupid. And then the pay-per-view the week later as well. And it's like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing?
I would have done it on a Friday. Then I would have taken Rampage and Dynamite on a Friday instead of
Rampage and Collision.
Collision on a Friday. Because, you got your Friday for Rampage already set up. And then Collision's literally the next day. But to do it all in one... and he knows the crowds leave halfway through it. He loses fucking audience members. So where's his mentality? Like, what is he actually thinking? What is going on in his brain? Is it just a monkey slamming fucking?
Yeah, it's clearly not thought out. It's just week to week, and he's just dealing with shit. He's not planning anything out. Is it just a
monkey surrounded by snow going ting ting? Those symbols. That's what the instrument. Those little symbols.
Or do you think he'll? Well, we won't be there to see it, but I was gonna say, do you think he'll come out before All In starts and thank you for being here tonight, guys.
Probably, yeah.
Stomp on the stage and all. Let's fucking go.
Look, and I'm not gonna take it. The worst thing is though, is if I could probably hang out with Tony though. I think he'd be a solid hang.
Probably until you get sick of him. But yeah, back to this match. We all know how it's gonna end. It doesn't matter who wins. It's going to end in a brawl. We're going to find out who the other members of the BCC are, and it's just going to end... Like, every fucking week we've seen with these people, it's just going to end in a fight and people brawling, and it's the same shit every week.
So cool, we don't get it. This is good shit, Jamie.
This is not good shit.
This is so Moxley.
But yeah, that's Dynamite for tonight. We'll review last week's Dynamite and Collision as well, because we ain't going to, we ain't going to be streaming on Saturday. So I might as well talk about it now. Last week's Dynamite started with Orange versus Duke. Oh, what the fuck? Why would you start your show with that match? I have no idea, but that's what they did.
Again, it's like I think they're slowly realizing that Yuta isn't anything because they're using him less and less.
Yeah, I agree with that, but still, it's like you should have
But
realized
then
that
they're
from the
using him
beginning.
less and less, but they're still giving him like matches like this against Cassidy. It's like, oh my god! And then the story's like, if Yuta had personality, the story would be there in terms of like Orange Cassidy brought him in, Orange Cassidy trained him or whatever. Got Orange was like his first guy there, the foot in the door. Sure, there could be a story there. But if Yuta was fucking interesting as the main, like if he wasn't useless, you know what I mean?
And this, it ended in a brawl, didn't it? Mox and Claudio came out, Best Friends came out, Lucha Brothers came out, Eddie Kingston returned, challenged him to Stadium Stampede. I think, what is it, 6-on-6 or some shit like that.
Oh, do you see that? Just look at Kingston for a minute. See that video on Twitter they posted where Eddie Kingston's going to promote Fighter Fest, but they just starts putting a promo. Give me fucking Claudio. Oh yeah, there's a game out. Eddie, don't change. You know that game ain't worth shit.
Well, someone's posted. I mean, this is just Steam. It's just PC. But this week they had 30 players on PC, which is
like
what 30 people.
Yeah, but what metric are you comparing that to in terms of like WWE or any other wrestling game? Like I know in a sense
that's just PC only. Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a small fucking number.
It's a very small number for a video game. AAA game.
AAA. Yeah, when it was 60 quid. Yeah, it is AAA, isn't it?
But yeah, so yeah, it's gonna it was the fucking like the only good thing was the fact that Kingston came back.
Yeah, true. But Stadium, why did, oh my god. We're just going to be watching the screen. We're not going to be able to see it. There's 80,000 people there. Only people are going to see is where you're brawling. That's it. Everyone else is going to have to look at the fucking screen.
Well, good time to go to take a toilet break,
You probably bump into him, go down in the merch stand, might bump into where the brawl.
Yeah, probably a good time for us to go to the merch stand.
Yeah, if there is one. We're assuming, if there is one.
Depends on whose wife's running it.
Yeah, it depends on whose wife's running it. We had the JR interview with Omega, which was so fucking awkward. Oh my god.
He wasn't my uncle, but, you don't choose your family.
You don't choose your family. And JR's like, but he stabbed you with a fucking screwdriver or whatever.
The moment I heard him say it, I just want to move past it. I got such vibes from that interview where he was talking about...
Yeah, well, I'm just moving past it, and then the same night he goes out there and does all that shit, yeah.
And then, literally the next minute, fucking Hawk Harris comes out and says, whoa, I don't want to start anything. I honestly am starting to... anyone who thinks that Omega can cut a promo, I don't know what they're smoking, because I think I need it to
And who the fuck edited this? Because whose idea was it to film JR's reaction shots and just keep putting him in while they're getting attacked? Like, you just, you'd see Omega get attacked, they'll cut back to JR, just being like, oh, you're not doing it. And just keep doing that back and forth. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, I get it in a sense, it's JR.
Yeah, but one reaction shot's enough. They did it like 4 or 5 times to cut away so they could blend the editing together.
It's in an open air arena, it's not surrounded by people, it's not like a closed air, you hear them doing looking... I'm basically regurgitating what Jim Cornette said about the way they were doing the stunts and everything. It's like, oh, God.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I just need a bitch about Kenny's ability to fucking cut a promo. Because every time I hear him cut a promo, every time I'm like, you're such a fucking nerd. You're such a weeb. You're such a weeb. Like, it's like he's giving a fucking speech to the villain who's about to attack, the planet. It's like he's Goku trying to not Goku, he's just an anime character trying to persuade the villain not to be a bad guy. Like with heart and soul of this, I will do. It's like he's so you don't even know what you're saying. You know what I mean?
I agree. He's good inside the ring, but that's it, really. I mean, fucking hell.
I remember him being I remember sort of enjoying his early promo work, his early storytelling when he came in, but I think he's gotten worse. Or maybe it's just what situation he's in at the moment. It's what he's working with is bad. What he's working with is bad. So what he's turning out is bad.
Yeah, true. But after that, we had the Callus segment with Jericho, didn't they? Inside the ring, they had the painting covered up. Jericho said yes to joining him, and they're about to leave, and he's curious to what the painting is. So he unveils it, and it's Callus holding fucking Jericho's severed head.
I didn't hate how they did this because it makes sense. Because I'm like, well, yeah, of course Don Callis is gonna think you're gonna say no because you're such a fucking big ego.
Yeah, it was a decent segment. Where I could tell he was trying to level that Jericho, the Festival of Friendship. He was trying to do like a twist thing on it, again where it's like, oh, it gets revealed where the baiting was there all along and Gallus never knew you were going to join or whatever. But it wasn't the worst Jericho thing I've seen. At least it wasn't, just completely. Well, it was sucking him off a little bit, but
yeah. But like I just didn't feel like fucking Ospreay needed to be like, why Ospreay? Like, where was the connection? The fact that what we need to do is we need to hear from Ospreay tonight to be seen. A segment where like Ospreay, where Don Callis is giving it, we're gonna have Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. It's gonna be a great match. He's gonna kill him, aren't you, kid? It's gonna cut to Ospreay to go, yeah, I'll do it. I'm only returning the favor for what you helped me out with Kenny. You know what I mean? Like, just explain it like that, because that has to be the reason why he's helping him. It's because
true. Yeah, he's not joining the family, is he, or anything like that? Because he's got his own. He's got the Aussie Umper, hasn't he? The United Empire or whatever. So, but Sammy came out, didn't he, after he attacked him and ran him off or whatever? Even though Jericho was already bleeding at that point and everything.
Like, why isn't it like Takashi and probably Ospreay versus Sammy and
Jericho
or something?
Well, I guess because Tony's like, well, I've already got enough tag teams as it is.
Yeah, no, he has. So it's not play realistically.
But then it's Jericho trying to fucking carry it. Well, Ospreay's going to carry the match for 20 minutes, but Jericho's going to have to try and keep up with him, which,
Oh, you know what I would have done? And I think it would have been better if in that last week, if Jericho got injured so he couldn't compete, so it's Sammy who has to take on Ospreay.
Yeah, but then we're forgetting Jericho's ego. He wants to perform Fozzy down to this. They ain't missing that. No way.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's defending his mentor's honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be a good story to tell, but Jericho wouldn't do that. He's not going to step aside.
He can't do it. He can't. And then
the only way that would happen if he actually got injured. That's the only way it would happen.
But and then you could build up like the sort of split with Garcia, because Garcia, I thought I was, the guy who was going to take on the Jericho legacy, or take it for you. You know what I mean? And you can start building up, that feud between Sammy and Garcia, which should be there.
Yeah. But from there, Darby and Nick Wayne won, and then Sting was backstage with Swerve's manager wanting a pre-tape or whatever, saying it's showtime, and
Or was he like Joker Sting? Or
yeah, I think he's gonna do Joker Sting because he is.
Can't wait to get that variant of Sting. I don't even think I have any Sting figures.
I've got one. That's it, just to put with Darby. They're all the same anyway. You just want to keep releasing. It's just the same fucking figure, really.
Yeah, they should just release. It's just really a sickly recent one with different face paint. He doesn't really change the attire unless they I don't think they have the license to release like a young Sting.
They might have to do Surfer Sting, but that's it.
No, that's WCW. WWE was still licensed that.
No, but I think he might have done that just before he joined WCW. So technically, I don't know. There might be a loophole.
That was during WCW.
No, but before he joined, he was a team with Ultimate Warrior, wasn't he? With the same, bleached hair and the face paint. And all
but like he was in WCW like that.
No, but what I'm saying is he used that gimmick before he joined WCW. That's what I mean. So he might technically own it. You know what I mean? There might be a loophole around it. Or, I don't know. But
I don't know. All you got to do for like a young Sting is to give him longer hair.
Yeah, I guess they could. But then WWE might be like, well, this is, it's looking at WCW to us. You're going to have to change it. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
It's like you could just be like, well, we can give him any hair we fucking want. Yeah, he had long hair during the match. It was a wig he wore, but it's still technically counted.
From there, we had the MJF and Cole segment. They went to the steakhouse, then the Outback or whatever, and MJF wants to do kangaroo kick.
I could not. I was both cringing and enjoyed it, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was so bad it was good. It was one of those things.
Just the kangaroo. Like, we did kangaroo. Like, no, just no. But like, it was just a piss take on the fact that they're Aussie, from Australia, and that. I'm like, oh, that's. And they did it in a playful well. It wasn't too insulting, what I mean?
But then it went downhill because the double clothesline, Jamie hit his boyfriend, and then the little shark thing or whatever. And who is it? The guy who apparently is not going to be an on-screen character, Tony fucking Khan, fucking's there, and he's screaming behind a door, which clearly wasn't Tony, and then he opens it up, and he's like, all right, guys, and,
No, Jamie. Let me take this from the top.
Go for it.
So you hear him scream, I'm like, what are you two doing, clotheslining people? And then you cut to, Tony Khan's like name on the door, basically basically ripping in my sense, just ripping off the backstage segments that WWE did, but it's not as good. So you're clearly not hearing Tony Khan shout. And, MJF comes out and he lets, I set him straight, I told him 2024, watch out. And then you see the worst acting. Jamie, how many worst, we've watched some terrible acting. I've done terrible acting.
But even us, we could do better than that. He's supposed to be the owner of the company. Wouldn't you have some sort of I'll be like, I'm going to take acting lessons a little bit, just to improve my game. But no.
Well, this has to be in the only. They could only done one take because he opened it. He was smiling, but he was meant to be angry before.
Exactly.
So you could tell he couldn't change his face expression. He's like, what you say? He's like, oh, nothing, boss. Like, oh, yeah. And then she's like, oh, what psychedelic medication are you on? Like, what form of bipolarism are you like? I had whiplash from seeing how quickly you changed from one thing.
I'm gonna bet, obviously we won't find out, but I don't think that was MJF and Cole's idea. I think Tony Khan's been like, I want to get involved in this. I've seen the ratings and all that. What can I do, guys? How can I be, how can I be the friend? How can I get involved?
Yeah. And the fact that he acted like this, and me and you have been saying for fucking a year straight.
Be your boss. Be the boss for these people. Put your foot down. What the fuck, man?
And they actually make a joke of it on TV. It boggles my fucking.
It's just ridiculous, man. It really is.
I can't tell you how fucking angry and hurt I was when I saw that. I'm like, that is the biggest, stupidest fucking thing. The only reason this is saved is because Adam Cole and MJF are so goddamn good together.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for them, fucking hell.
It was the weakest part of one of the best segments of that night.
It was. I still can't believe they did it, to be honest.
And
then from there, they had the in-ring segment.
Attacking people outside of the arena. It's like, oh no, you did it right in front of me when I saw it. I'm gonna bollock you for it. It's not like I've told you 100 times not to people. No, you know what I mean? Not like the police chief in the 80s cut me. But I told you guys 100 times not to be doing that shit. Here you are, my homies again. I'm gonna turn you down. No, I mean, not like that. No, I've seen you do it to someone, and I'm bollocking you. Just can't color you. Where's the continuity?
There is no continuity. But from there, he went into the ring, didn't he, Cole and MJF? And Cole's like, he wants to win, he'll do anything to win. The MJF brought up, what was it, the two people he wants to face was Cody Rhodes and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Two dream opponents. And he talked about working the first All In, which was a few years ago, and then Aussie Umpen attacked him and Cole teased the turn, but they hugged that out, he didn't turn. But the turn's coming, I'm sure it's coming eventually.
It might be coming that soon. It's got to. I can understand the turn happening where he hits him with the belt at All In after he loses, because that's replaying and hit, sort of imagine what that MJF didn't hit him when they lost the tag belts. But I think it'd be so more powerful is if he put the belt on him instead of hitting him with it.
Yeah.
And they continued this storyline for another month or two.
I agree, that's the way they should do. But we'll talk more about that on Friday when we do All In predictions. Because
I think it's really weird that you've got two quote-unquote world titles, the same title on one show. So ideally, next week for All In Chicago, I wouldn't have MJF as the main event in terms of being the world champion. He should be in the main event as a tag team champion.
Well, like we said the other week, Cole loses at All In. The week later, Cole could challenge Punk. That could be the All Out pay-per-view main event or whatever.
Yeah. And maybe you do it again where you have, Adam Cole wrestle twice in one night, in a tag match, one in a tag match, one in a singles match. And then it'd be like, oh my God, he won, you know what I mean? Like he won twice in one pay-per-view. He retained one tag team belt and he won another belt, and they both got like the same tag team belt and they both got like basically the same world title belt. Then it leads into like, well, who's the real champion? Because what I would do is I wouldn't have any of them having any sort of like. I would honestly to God, you should put the belt on Adam Cole, the CM Punk one. Because what you could do for a couple of months is just have MJF and Adam Cole have a straight run of just being a tag team. And then you can have that one guy going, I want to challenge the world title for the world title. And then like Adam Cole goes, oh, I'm not giving it you. And then have him just go, well, he's clearly talking to me, champ, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
true.
Then you build that divide. Who that person is that eventually builds that divide, I don't know. It has to be someone like relevant to both of them. I say Darby
I'm gonna say Darby as well, yeah.
Because you can give Darby that loss, and he'd be fine with it. And then it's like, well, if MJF beat Darby loads, so it makes sense again for Darby out to lose to MJF. So MJF is continually
We'll get more into this on Friday because we've still got to get through the rest of the show, and we got to talk about this Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match.
No, I'm not talking about it.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, Dylan. Like, what the fuck? I'm a massive fan of the fucking film. I got to post there. The game's amazing, but what the fuck was this? Like, why? The backstage brawling, there's fake blood, they're going through like it's a haunted house, they're trying to hide even though there's a fucking camera right there. Jeff Hardy and Ethan Page are out just following them through. It's like, what the fuck? They got into the ring, started brawling. A guy comes out dressed as Leatherface, skinny as fuck, looks nothing like him, with a fake chainsaw and chases off Karen Jarrett, which, whatever. Jay Lethal uses the hammer and Jeff Jarrett gets a fucking TCM belt at the end. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did I just drop acid? Like, and apparently you got paid $100,000 for that advertisement. And I'm like, you got paid for that. $100,000 they paid you to advertise that way. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
You're talking about it.
I bought the game anyway. I didn't need the fucking match. I was already sold on the game.
They even advertised the game. Like, what? I skipped through this. You know I did. I have no interest in Chainsaw Massacre. Not my thing. Okay. I have no interest in the Hardy Boys anymore. I have no interest in seeing a hardcore wrestlers because yet again it's the same amount of fuck. It's just blood. Like the only difference is that it was more blood. I laughed at when Trent and Chuck came out with a chainsaw that one time, and the ref was like, "No, you can't be serious having a chainsaw in this hardcore match." That was funny. This was just insulting my intelligence.
Yeah, this was so bad. It was ridiculous.
Like, I only hope because RoboCop has a game coming out that they do something with Sting and RoboCop again. Like, if you're gonna do it with fucking, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like, who was I talking to? Was it you or my friend? Like, what developer doing Chainsaw Massacre? Are they a big developer?
They did the Friday the 13th game as well.
So yeah, they were originally a small developer, weren't they?
Yeah.
So like for them to pay that much money for this advertisement, like either they had like a lot of money just coming from somewhere to just waste, or they were like the Venn diagram of wrestlers and horror fans is there. Don't get me wrong.
Well, and then again, this is dirt sheet talk. I mean, we have to, like they're claiming they've sold 90,000 tickets. Yeah, Uncle Dave, but the word they say distributed is not sold, is it? So,
are we just making shit up?
That's what I think. That's the thing with wrestling news, isn't it? You can take it with a grain of salt. You never know if it's true or not because it comes from Uncle Dave or someone else. And
I didn't know it was story time with Uncle Dave.
It's always story time with Uncle Dave. It's every day of the fucking week. He has to spew out the stories, otherwise people won't pay him the $10,000.
The only uncle that I trust not to film my kids because he'd be too busy lying to him about CM Punk.
Oh yeah, lying about CM Punk, bigging up the elite. Oh, you gotta watch AEW. It's so good. Oh, it's watch AEW.
Oh, what? Oh, God.
But yeah, anyway, moving on. Britt Baker beat the Bunny. Who cares about the Bunny? Britt just had the win because, she's at All In.
Oh, it was the Bunny's in first team. Like, well, whose fault is that? Why is he taking so long to, shut up. Just move on.
Yeah. The Claim got attacked by House of Black, which we'll talk more about in a minute. And then the main event, to be honest, I skipped this match. Bucks beat the Guns, I'm assuming they did.
I skipped through. I don't even know what happened to us.
No, I just know a Bullet Club's attacked him and FTR made the save, and that's how they went off the air. So,
yeah. Which didn't I predict that last time we spoke about this?
Yeah, true.
Fucking hell. I think I should be putting my money on the lottery this weekend.
And then from there, we'll talk about Collision as well, which started. It was supposed to be a Samoa Joe match, but it was against the Golden Vampire, who turned out to be CM Punk.
I wonder who that man was for a solid 10 minutes, Jamie. I couldn't believe it when I saw the GTS. I'm like, oh my god, who's doing the GTS? Is it one of the Young Bucks? Is it Kenny Omega? Is this some sort of? Are they finally revealing
What did you think of the GTS? What he did? Joe.
It wasn't the best.
It wasn't the best, but Joe's a big guy. Like, it's not gonna, look
it was
fluid,
impressive.
is it?
He picked him up, and I think the restriction with the clothes probably didn't help. I don't know whether Joe was, doing his best to help him actually perform it. I guess he was leading it more to,
Yeah, but I've seen people dissing it. I was like, I didn't think it was that bad of a GTS. Like, I've seen worse.
It wasn't his best.
No, it wasn't his best either, obviously.
You know what I mean? And I think, the fact that because looking back, the match was a bit sort of, messy. I think that was the point, realistically, because it was Punk going in there, rushing in, trying to surprise him. You know what I mean?
But yeah, it wasn't even a match, though, was it? It was just a brawl, really.
Yeah. So in that sense, it wasn't great. But like, they're like setting up the story. It's like, okay, here we go. Someone tell a goddamn story at least.
True. And then that was it for Punk. He went on the show again after that. That was the best part of the show. Because to be honest, this collision, I don't know what was wrong with it, but something fell off. It just didn't,
It fell off because they know they've got to fucking do a 2-hour fucking slog through wait for Dynamite to then do their next show next week.
Oh, yeah, true. From there, Jay White beat Dalton Castle. And Dalton Castle is, out of all the ROH people, I'd say.
I am very entertained. I very much like Dalton Castle. I've said this multiple times. I think he's very good. I enjoyed the gimmick.
It was an alright match. It went a little long, but it was alright. And then from there,
I think Dalton could wrestle, so it made it. He looked good, and they made Jay White look good.
Yeah, but then they just went from there into Guns and Juice winning a trios match, so it was double segments for the Bullet Club, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just rushed. It was a rushed job. This collision, it felt.
Because apparently I read FTR were advertised for the show, but then they weren't on the show, so maybe that was why they did this segment here with the trios or whatever.
I guess. Makes sense, because I think the issue is like it feels like when Vince used to like rip up the script and act the day off.
Yeah, and the show just changes. Yeah.
That's what Collision felt like.
And then from there, can you explain this segment we've seen? What was it in Mexico or whatever? We seen Vance, didn't we? And who was on the phone? I don't know. And then they got kidnapped and they got dragged into a van or whatever.
No, I don't know. I feel like I've missed the story beat with these guys, because was it Rush on the phone to them, or was it Andrade?
I don't know, because Jose, the assistant, was orchestrating it, wasn't he? Because he didn't get dragged inside the van. He was on the phone at the end. So
it felt like to me like, oh, did Vance betray Rush with this other guy and the Mexico at the time?
What happened to your camera?
Oh my god, I do not know.
You've been possessed. That looks fucking freaky. That. What the fuck?
I will deal with this. I got an error.
Let's keep talking. We only got 5 minutes left or whatever, anyway. But yeah, this whole segment, we must have missed something, because this made no fucking sense whatsoever. I didn't know what the fuck I was watching. People getting kidnapped, people shouting on phones and shit.
Well, it is Mexico.
Yeah, but it was just completely fucked. I had no idea. Like, are they kidnapping for a bachelor party? Like, are they actually kidnapped? Like, what's going on? I don't fucking know.
Who's in charge? Is it Rush? Is it not Rush?
Last time we saw him, it was Rouge, but I don't know now.
You know what I mean? Like, surely Andrade should be back in charge. He's finished with fucking House of Black. I would hope so.
Yeah, because it seems like they're setting up Acclaimed and Billy again, doesn't it? To face House of Black.
Don't get me started on that. Isn't that next?
That was on Dynamite, wasn't it? I think, unless I've missed something. I don't know.
That promo they did.
Was it a promo?
Yeah, you remember with the boots? Because I remember talking to you about it, and we didn't watch.
Was it a pre-tape or was it in the crowd? It was in the ring or whatever.
Pre-tape. It was pre-tape. Remember?
Yeah. That was last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just replayed it again, didn't they? Yeah. That was it. Oh yeah. The House of Black were talking, weren't they? They were trying to be dead deep, weren't they? They were talking about like fucking death and all this shit. Oh my god, yeah.
Yes. I don't know whether that was what came next. I feel like it came up next at some point. But I
probably did, yeah. But what the fuck, man? Like, I like House of Black, but they're trying to make it dead deep. The guy took his boots off. That's it. The guy took his boots off. He wants to go home. That's the story. You're trying to make it like some deep personal fucking vendetta thing. It's like, what the fuck?
This goddamn camera.
It don't matter about the camera.
I've got it working now. Yeah, they're trying to be too deep. They're trying to. I'm sick of all the Nordic stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of the the paganism of it. I'm like, I get it, but saving grace, silver lining, better than anything Bray Wyatt ever did.
I'll disagree with that. I mean, the pitch black match is better than that. I'll give you that. But
I don't know the. I think you do. I think you're deluded with those rosy-colored glasses.
nah, the family Wyatt was sick, man.
Was it though? Like, was it not saved
Yeah.
by one man?
No, like Luke Harper was great as well.
I'm talking about Brody Lee. Same person.
Same person. Big Bill won a match. He's with Ricky Starks now, even though Ricky Starks is suspended for 2 weeks, so he misses All In and All Out because, fuck Ricky, I guess.
He's already served half his sentence. Yeah, so will he be clear for All In?
He'll be cleared for All Out, I guess, the Chicago show.
Yeah, and the fact that he's a manager. So it's like, okay. This is so... Why...
It's stupid.
He's not long just turned into a babyface. And in a sense, he still has the love of the crowd.
Yeah, Ricky's not a full heel. Yeah, I mean, he attacked Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, but I mean, still, like you said, crowds still love him and all that.
Like, who the fuck knows Ricky Steamboat realistically?
Well, I know him, but
you know
I don't know him personally. I mean, I know of him.
You know of him, not you don't know him personally. You got a lot of time for him.
No, I never met him. I heard he's a good guy though. I didn't see his match, but I heard good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, this one was watching it. Why the fuck is Ricky not with Powerhouse Hobbs? Because the next match, Hobbs won a squash match as well, and it's like, what the fuck?
Like, if what Tony Khan has said, all the rumors about Tony Khan, he turned it sideways. And he's got it all booked for like the next 6 months. So did you have it booked for Ricky Starks to go from babyface to heel to manager to managing a big guy? Or from Hobbs? Like, you might as well just have him manage Hobbs.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't Big Bill with another fucking, like, with Big Stoke or whatever? Or, the firm, which was there when... The firm that was needed, the faction that was needed was there when needed by hire. Which, in my mind, is a good concept. You have the right guys to pull it off with.
Yeah, it just wasn't the right guys at all.
Like, Billy, after Big Bill was you need a big guy. But then you had, you had Leo Rush. Not Leo Rush,
Lee Moriarty.
You had Ego Pay. I'm not good.
Yeah. But the main event, Darby beat Christian. It was a non-title match. It was a decent match, but they're setting up for the title match next week, aren't they? All Out, whatever.
This match pissed me off because I'm like, okay, this should have been an All Out, this Christian Darby match. Not because it's like a really good match, a really good thing. Because it's a really good idea to build up the setup to last week I beat you. Now I want to fight the actual champion.
Yeah, and not just that, like we said, for All In, it should be Sting and Darby versus Christian and Luchasaurus, not Swerve and fucking AR Fox in a coffin match for no fucking reason.
But the reason is because Darby gave Thingy a title shot and he made a dick of Darby, and then he betrayed Darby and went with Swerve, who for some reason is just feuding with Darby.
Yeah, and then it nearly killed the 18-year-old, and then it's like...
You know what I mean? These guys committed assault. Where was Tony Khan?
Meanwhile, Darby's going after the TNT title as well at the same time, which...
Explain to me, right? Ricky Starks beats an old man with a belt live on TV. Gets suspended for 30 days.
Yeah. These two go to this guy's home.
These two guys go to this guy's home videoing,
break his phone, bloody him up, force him with
a glass knife.
Yeah. Like, what the... And that's just nothing. That's just fine. Not even a slap on the wrist or anything. It's just, whatever.
Right, I can't...
Well, there's the difference in it. That was on Dynamite. Collision's the wrestling show. We don't do that on Wednesday. We don't do that on Saturdays. I mean, you'd save that for Wednesday, like Punk said to Jack Perry or whatever.
Oh, my God. Maybe, in the 90s when they were doing stuff like that. Oh, I'm getting this error again. I'll have to figure that out.
That's so freaky, that fucking hell. But yeah, go on. We're nearly done anyway. What was you going to say?
Yeah. So in the 90s, maybe that, when we used to see segments of people attacking backstage and like Stone Cold would attack Vince in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like maybe back then it made sense because it was the Attitude Era. It was like a new thing. The internet wasn't there.
Well, not even that. If you look at the kayfabe thing, Vince would be pissed off and be like, "I'm not going to fire the guy. I'm going to have him beaten up by all these other people."
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
That's the kayfabe thing, isn't it?
That's the kayfabe thing, I think. Yeah. Vince gave a reason why I wasn't going to fire Skye because I had a contract with him that meant I had to pay no matter what.
Yeah, he still makes me money, even though he's a dickhead to me. I can have him beaten up by Big Show and all this people.
I'm gonna humiliate you live on TV like you've done to me. Fire you is too easy. Whereas in this, you know what I mean? You punish one guy for doing something live on TV, and then not even the fact that these guys recorded it, the fact that they managed to place that on the big screen and have that broadcasted out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it got pre-approved and all that, and it's just...
It's like... I don't mind you doing that stuff, but like give some consequences.
Yeah, make it logical. Yeah, like make it make sense.
If Ricky's gonna get like, I think Ricky should use that as part of his story, and it says like, oh, you got those two dickheads nearly killing a kid, and they get a title. They practically get main event at pay-per-view. They get the big match.
Yeah, they should do that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 100%. Because I'm so pissed off for Ricky. He's so good. He's just getting so beaten up, and I'm so sick of it.
Same. But yeah, the vote, we got 8 votes. Will FTR lose it all in? 75% say yes, 25% say no. I hope they don't lose, but we'll talk more about that on Friday, I guess, when we do all in predictions. But anything else you want to talk about?
You're all wrong.
Wrong.
Jericho's a stooge. Fuck the Young Bucks.
Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. We'll be live again on Friday for all in predictions because we're going to the show, so we won't be doing it live on Sunday. But Friday, tune in for predictions. Check out. Go on.
Do you want to review it on the Monday?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah. Make sure you check out Dylan's social links down below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Until Friday, peace out.